I'm a bad motherfucker.
All right, so Jimmy called me and he said, Russ, I'm taking a lot of planes. Can you do another one of those scary Boeing stories? I said, no problem, Jimmy. No problem. So they did it again. This time, a Southwest Airlines Boeing lost its engine cowl. The engine cover falls off during takeoff, prompting U.S. investigation. I've lost count, and I'm on this story. I don't know how many incidents they're being investigated for now. What is it, a dozen at this point? They're also being investigated criminally by the FBI in regards to the Alaska Airlines flight that lost its door. So
it's kind of nice though, because it allows us to kind of fill the shows up, you know, like if we're pressed for content, you can usually count on something terrifying happening on a Boeing plane. You can count on a
terrifying Boeing story. In fact, you know, you're absolutely right. There are like 2 Boeing stories that I haven't even gotten to yet.
Right.
Like maybe we'll throw it in on Wednesday if we have time. All right. So let's take a look at this rather harrowing video. This is what you really want to see from the window of a plane that you're literally on.
Let's go ahead and declare an emergency for Southwest 3695, and we'd like an immediate return. We got a piece of the engine cowling hanging off, apparently. Southwest 3695, roger that. Turn left heading 190, send to Denver via radar vectors. Left turn heading 190, Southwest 3695.
All right, so I just want to scare y'all a little bit more. So this is what this looked like if you were a passenger inside the plane. There's the rest of it.
That's why it took so long to turn around.
Yeah, so U.S. airline regulators have launched an investigation after an engine cowling on a Boeing plane fell off during takeoff and struck the wing flap, the latest in a series of safety problems facing the aircraft manufacturer. Southwest Airlines Flight 3695 rose to about 3,140 meters. That's about, for us Americans who don't know metrics, 10,300 feet, before returning safely 25 minutes after takeoff to Denver International Airport at about 8:15 a.m. local time on Sunday. It was towed to the gate after landing. The Boeing aircraft, with 135 passengers and 6 crew members on board, had been heading to Houston, Texas. No one was injured. The airline said maintenance teams were reviewing the aircraft. It was a 737-800, a model that the troubled 737 MAX series was intended to replace. Regulators around the world banned the 737 MAX from flying after 346 people died in 2 crashes in 2018 and 2019 because of a design flaw. The U.S. plane maker spent years trying to rebuild its reputation and reassuring airline customers that its culture had changed to prioritize safety over profits. The door plug incident seriously undermined those efforts. You think? Despite the controversy over safety problems, oh, this is great. This is one of the Boeing stories we haven't gotten to. Boeing last week revealed it had increased Calhoun, that's the current CEO, Calhoun's pay by 45% to the highest since he took over. Keaton, I bet you could guess what I'm really mad about.
Yes.
Fucking fast food workers. Fucking $20
I thought you were going to say Tyson chicken.
Bastards. Oh, yeah, Tyson chicken, those immigrants scrubbing blood off the floors for $16.50 an hour. Ooh, that burns me up. Boeing awarded Calhoun $32.8 million in pay after adding $30 million in stock options on top of his $1.4 million salary. However, he may not collect all of the options if he steps down at the end of the year as planned. So this guy has jeopardized the lives of tens of thousands of people running the company in a way that is a threat to the passengers. But you know what? They raised the price on a double-double 25 cents. So that's really where sites like End Wokeness need to focus their attention and your attention. They need to focus you on those people and not say a word about this. There's no intent there to keep you away from looking at what the ruling class is doing to the economy and to focus it on what workers are doing. The Southwest plane entered service in June 2015, according to FAA records. The airline declined to say when the plane's engine had last undergone maintenance. Okay, so I want to point something out too. I've been seeing some people, honestly, I don't know if they're bots or what, because it seemed to have all come up at once. I've seen some people say, well, you know what? Just because you buy a plane doesn't mean you cannot maintain it. You know, these places have maintenance crews. That would be a fair point if this were happening to other models of planes, right? If it were the crews, because most of these companies have other models. They don't just have Boeings. They have Airbuses. There's a smaller company out of Brazil. I always forget the name of that company. They have smaller planes in service. So if it were the maintenance crew, you'd expect to see this all across the fleet. But the fact that you see it only with Boeings, and I also want to point this out, it does not surprise me that that was a more recent vintage plane, because frankly, you're safer on a Boeing that was built in the 90s than you are on a Boeing that was built in the 2000s. You want a Boeing that was built back when they cared. You don't want a Boeing built after the McDonnell-Douglas merger in 1997, and the further on that timeline you are, the more recent that Boeing is, based on the reports of what's gone on with their manufacturing, the more reason you have to be concerned. Keaton?
Well, right, yeah, right. But as those planes get phased out, which they inevitably will,
sure,
over time, all you're going to have left are the newer fleets. And who's going to choose to fly on these? You know, especially like, I don't know what the stats are on this, but I would assume, you know, air travel is a lot like Twitter, where what do they say? Like 10% of Twitter users generate 80% of tweets. I'm pretty sure like 10% of flyers constitute 80% of ticket sales on flights, right?
Probably,
like
yeah. It's all the business travelers. And
business travelers, right.
Well, so that's why whenever I take a flight, you can tell how many people like that are on the flight, because when I'm shitting my pants on the turbulence, they're like sitting there on their laptop.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Doesn't faze them at all.
And that's so many people. So I would assume they kind of have their ear close to the ground on this stuff. And we know this because what did they say? Almost 100,000 would-be passengers on the 737s have already canceled their flights and rebooked elsewhere. So as time moves on and there are fewer of those older aircrafts in circulation, you'd think this is only going to become a worse and worse problem.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to just progress like that. I keep saying this, and I hope I'm wrong. Soon as a Boeing actually crashes, they're going to ground the Boeings, and it's going to be chaos. It's going to be chaos in tourism, business travel. You could wind up having to have the government take over Boeing. Like, what are they going to do? Like, they can't just stop air travel. But if Boeing is completely incompetent to fix the problem, you might literally need like the military engineers to go in there and go over all the Boeing planes. I mean, what else would they do? How else would they handle it? They can't just knock Boeings out of commission for years and cut down the fleet of available planes by 2/3. It would devastate the entire world economy overnight. So what else would they do? Like, you might literally have to do a takeover of Boeing.
Yeah, just do an overhaul. Yeah.
All right, Misha, to you.
Oh. down a rabbi hole, tunnels and all. There's Jews in the walls. Isn't it bliss? The rabbinical grace soiling the mattresses. Well, let me tell you. If I were Rabbi Shmuley and diddle 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 digga digga diddle diddle dum, all day long I'd diddle little bums. If I were a Shmuley man, I'd peddle all my dildos, dreidel dildos, selling dildos with my daughter and her mum. If I were a Jewish Shmuley man, I'd be digging with a dildo in my bum. I'd wear a grotesque nose and go grab some goyim right on the nipple with a pinch. A Shabbos lap dance brace for the youngest mensch.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you hate shitty coffee? I, for one, really hate shitty coffee, which is why I'm excited to introduce to you a company that's revolting against shitty coffee, and it's called the 1775 Coffee Company. Now, I haven't had it yet because I only drink decaf. Steph has had it. Steph, how do you like it?
I really like it. I've been, you know what? I have a French press, and so I've been using my French press and totally enjoying it. It's delicious. It's smooth. It's smooth.
So 1775, the world awake. In 1775, the world awakened to a new era. And now it's 1775 Coffee Company is bringing you a coffee that embodies that revolutionary spirit. Crafted with passion and precision, our beans are ethically and exclusively sourced from the finest coffee beans farms of Bolivia. Didn't know that. 1775 Coffee Company's farm-to-cup journey ensures the highest quality of authenticity and sustainability from start to finish. With each sip, your palate will recognize and appreciate the dedication and passion that goes into crafting this single-sourced brew. 1775 Coffee Company takes pride in offering customers a truly exceptional coffee experience with their premium coffee collection. But their dedication to this revolution extends beyond the realm of taste. Safeguarding freedom of speech is critical right now, which is why 1775 Coffee Company has joined forces with Rumble in defense of one of our most fundamental rights, freedom of speech. Coffee that's sure to awaken all your senses, including the sense of freedom. So choose 1775 Coffee by going to 1775coffee.com/litter. That's LITTER, and use the code LITTER for 10% off the checkout on your first order. 1775 Coffee, brewed to perfection, crafted with revolution.
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there for more AM Joy and the rest of MSNBC. And click on any of the videos right here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. And you can get more videos from MSNBC for free every day with our newsletter. Just visit